What's up, guys? Shockwave640 here, and today I bring you the Super Deformed Build Fighters Winning Gundam. I almost said Gundam Winning there for a second. I had to rethink of what I was saying. So this is the Winning Gundam, and this is her in her like spaceship mode, which is seen in the anime. Here's the box. We'll take a look at that real quick. You can see the Winning Gundam in that mode right there. That's the animation model, which looks way more impressive than that. There's her technical robot mode. You can see the build burning Gundam back there. I think that's the build burning. Let's see, where's the lightning Gundam? Oh, you can see the lightning Gundam down there. This is Fumina's Hoshino's mobile suit, of course. This is a 2014 model kit. There's some stuff that it does. Some more stuff that it can do. The box is coming undone. Let me close that real quick. Sorry about that. You can see my Wii in the background. It is number 23 in the Build Fighters line. And then on the back, you can see it front and back view. Yeah, photoshopped picture, and then a picture from the anime. And this is a 1,000 yen model kit, which means it's about $10. Mine was a little bit more than that, I believe. I think mine was actually around $12. But that's because of how much you're actually getting with this. Now the Star Winning Gundam, which people say is better, but I think it's a piece of junk and I don't have it. That's the reason why I don't have it. That thing's a little bit more money. It's like $1 or $2, but it does like a special thing. But not as cool as this. I thought this was much better and way better developed, I guess you could say. And of course, it does have her gun just pegged down here with this little adapter piece that will actually play a part later, but I'm not going to try to take that off. So there's the flying thing that you do see the Tri-Burning Gundam actually fly around on in the anime. So just taking off all this stuff for the transformation, there's the gun as an adapter piece. So there's what the gun looks like. Basic, just blue piece of plastic. It's nothing too exciting to look at. This part is coming off a lot because of all the weight from all this junk here on the sides. So, well, there it is. You can't see the face down there at the bottom, but the shield just pegs right into where the V-fin will go and covers that up. So, flipping her back down, and she does have a core fighter, which is, you pop that off, you come here, you remove this V-fin from the top of the wings, set the wings off to the side, bring in the little core fighter, open up the wings there, and then peg the V-fin up at the top. And there's her little adorable core fighter with the face down on the bottom. So I do really like this core fighter. It would have been nice if they actually kind of printed on some eyes here on the side like it did have in the anime, because this did have eyes. This face down here is supposed to be gray, but you either can have the option to have it gray so you don't see the eyes in this mode, or you can have it where you can have the two individual faces, which I'll show that how to do that right now. What you want to do is you just want to grab the head. Don't grab it by the thruster section down there because it will pop off. You just want to pull it out like that, so you're kind of removing the helmet. We want to grab the section with her eyes on it, pull it off, flip it around, push it back on, and then there you have the normal eyes. And you do get 4 sets of eye stickers because you can obviously only use 2. You get open eyes, much like this. The happy eyes, which I just showed you, transforming this back to the head mode. Take that off, pull that back down, and then you back to the eyes. You also get eyes looking to the left and eyes looking to the right. I prefer the normal straightforward eyes and the happy eyes. They just seem most natural to me, but you can get some interesting poses with the others as well. And then you peg that there and you pull that cockpit down, and there you go. You have the Winning Gundam in her, well, this is the Winning Gundam's head. I did take a Sharpie and color in these vents here on the side and all these vents and stuff here at the top. That was my attempt at my first attempt at panel lining something. I also took a Sharpie to those vents right there. Didn't look all that great, but it looks a lot better than it did because it was just solid white in those vents up there and down there. It was just bothering me so much for some odd reason. So going back to transforming her, I'm not going to show the size comparison for that mode just because it was so stupid and probably would have fell apart. But you just rotate the waist right there, and then you get her legs properly in a proper stance. So let me adjust the camera real quick because she's pretty short. So just adjust the legs how you want them to be, like so. Take this section, peg these off, which they just used the standard Build Fighters peg system. Untab these on both sides, like so. That one's being stubborn. Set off those blue sections real quick. And then for each arm, you just want to grab the hand and rotate it. This is the left arm, I believe. You peg that on there. You want to make sure that the hole is facing backwards because you don't want a big ugly hole sticking out of the front. Like so. Grab the other hand, rotate that around. Make sure you have everything nice and tidy. Just put it right into that poly cap right there. If you want to, you can go ahead and bend the elbows. It doesn't really matter. Like so. Grab these wings right here. They will just simply peg onto that back right there. Like so. That goes on just like that. Actually, I put that on backwards, sorry. It uses that peg right there, and then you peg it on like so. So you have the front of the wings facing forward. And you come to the back where these two pegs are, and you grab these bits, and using that peg that juts out, you just simply fit it in like so. And then there you have our jetpack. You want to make sure that that section is facing down so that it actually looks like a proper jetpack. Like so. Oh yeah, another thing, I did color, or technically paint, the bottoms of her feet in silver, and that's for the vehicle modes and for the cannon modes. We'll show that off in a second. And then you grab her head, which we just made, and you want to peg it in to where, I can't even see, or that slot right there is facing towards the back, and also there's 3 sets of thrusters for the core fighter mode, and it just simply goes in like so. And there you have the Winning Gundam in its robot mode. And I think that this is an amazing robot mode. It definitely looks like it did in the anime. A little bit off. I mean, the feet should be a little bit bigger, but I think that these feet work perfectly fine. And just a little bit other things that could tweak. Like the body is supposed to be a little bit bigger, but I think that this works perfectly fine. Sorry if you hear rumbling on the outside. There's a truck driving around outside. But looking into the details, you have the forehead camera right there. Of course, the eyes. You have technically the back of the head camera, which is just the cockpit of the core fighter. On mine, this V-fin doesn't stay tabbed in at all. It just falls out constantly. It used to not do that. I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden. But it's been doing that in all my size comparisons as well, if you have noticed. The gem on the chest is a green sticker. These are stickers here, these tan pieces on the skirts. And then this is a whole sticker that wraps around the arm. It's a very ugly sticker, I know. It was very hard to get that to wrap around. I didn't even know how you're supposed to properly do it, but it is a sticker. It doesn't look all that bad, but it could have been much better, of course. Yeah, I think that covers for stickers for the Gundam itself. Articulation, the head is on a ball joint, but you don't really get much out of it just because it's always popping off, and the ball joint is so deep inside of the head, actually. But you do get a rotation, of course. Would be full 360, but everything just starts bumping to the backpack right there. You get ball jointed shoulders, which can also swing out, of course. You get the ball jointed arm, so that swivels and does all that stuff. You do have an elbow bend. It's a very tight elbow. Let me try to show you real quick. Ripping her arm off. It bends about that much, and it can for some reason bend backwards as well, but you have that. And then you have the ball jointed wrists. No other hands included in this model kit, sadly, but I can see why, because she never really makes a gesture with her hands in the anime in the first place. Well, the character, or the pilot does, but the Gundam itself does not. I think it, like, once or twice maybe it pointed. That's just about all I can remember, but so I don't really care about that. You do get a waist swivel, which is also technically on a ball joint. You get ball jointed feet, and you also get a pivot, and they are cut out so you can get a nice pivot. And then there's a ball joint up there that lets you go forward, back, and in and out as you would expect. Pretty much all of these super deformed models, or the newer ones, have all the same exact posability. And now, before I forget, I want to bring in the size comparisons. And of course, 50 Shades of Purple, which it was actually said by one of my fans in the comments. I think his name was Raven Shop, something like that. Sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. I think it was Raven Shop, but I guess might as well give you a shout out right now. So shout out to that idea. I am going to be making a skit of that once I get the proper editing software and such. And of course, Shockwave will be involved because it is going to be called 50 Shades of Purple. So thanks, Raven Shop, if that's even your proper name. I was trying to memorize it before the review, but I forgot it. Escaped my mind. Sorry if I messed up your name, but Raven Shop, down in the comments. Good job. But so here it is with Combiner Wars Shockwave. Of course, he is a little bit taller, or actually, I think they might be the exact same height due to the V-fin. Of course, without the V-fin, she does stand a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. Trying to put that back on, it's kind of hard to see. There you go. And setting off Combiner Wars Shockwave, let's bring in Legends Cosmos that I reviewed not too terribly long ago. Of course, about the same size because this is a Legends figure, much like Combiner Wars Shockwave. Here's Combiner Wars Prowl, just because I've been doing a lot of Combiner Wars size comparisons, just because that is the newest series besides Titan's Rise that is out right now. Here is the high-grade Loto, a very, very tiny, I just knocked him over, a very, very tiny model kit, but this will get a proper review soon enough, and I love this thing. It is a 2-pack as well. And it fell over again. And then here is the Super Deformed Build Burning Gundam, and no, the Build Burning Gundam cannot use any of the Winning Gundam's transformations. I have already tried. There's a mod for it, but I don't mod any of my toys, so sorry guys, it can't be done and I can't show it off. You can just always just look up a picture of it on Google. That's why the internet exists, right? Question mark. But there is that. Now the accessories that she comes with, of course, is her gun, which simply just fits right into her hand using that circular peg, and she holds it nice for hand and rotate out of the way. So she holds that nice without a problem. Doesn't hold. She does hold it, but she doesn't drop it. And then she has her shield, which is the saw, and I did paint the saw blade. It doesn't really spin all that freely. It kind of spins, not really. And it's got the colors that you can obviously see on here. And then this yellow, which is actually more of a creamy tan color, much like the Reborn's Gundam had on its knees and shoulders. I think it had him on there as well. You can either have her hold it and wield it as a saw, which she does do in the anime, but this is actually a little bit loose. Or you can have her hold it on the arm like that, which she usually is doing. Or you can also put it facing down, which I actually just put it upside down. This is the way it's supposed to be. And this is the Winning Shield, I believe it was called. So there is that. And of course, if you know the Winning Gundam, you know that she can transform and help her team members, the Build Burning Gundam and the Lightning Gundam. But before I want to show that off, you also do get the Beam Crossbow, which you just take that off and you peg it into the gun up at that top section. Trying to do this with one hand, very hard. Boom, there you go. There you have the Beam Crossbow. Looks very cool, but then she kind of looks like one of those bald old teachers that you see at school. So yeah, but this is a very cool looking gun though. So taking that off and then setting that to the side, putting her V-fin back on once again, and to transform her into her various components, you just basically want to start ripping her apart. So start with taking off her head. You want to come back here, take off the backpack once again, like so, and then take off these two thruster pieces, setting those all off to the side. You just want to come take off her arms, like so, and then you actually want to come and you want to take off the legs and then make sure that the polycaps don't come with them, like so. That polycap came with it. Just want to, there we go, like so. And there we have the body. So we're going to do the body first. And basically the body transforms into a giant fist. And how to do that is you just rotate it like so. I think that's what you do. I think you rotate it. Then you take off this thing that was on her butt, and then you peg it right into the side skirt. And then there you have kind of like a fist thing. It doesn't really look like a fist in the anime. It does. This one it doesn't. You take that adapter piece and plug it right in her butt. And it's very loose now. But you basically have this giant fist. I mean, there's a thumb there. There's the fingers. No articulation. I mean, I guess you can waggle with a thumb, but not really. Here's my demonstration figure that I'm going to be using, the RX-78-2 Revive, or the high-grade RX-78-2 Revive. I don't have the Tri-Burning with me, or the Build Burning with me right now, so I can't show that off properly. I put that on wrong. But basically, it's just a giant fist for punching people to death, which is very cool. It works with most other models. Basically, any model that uses the small ball joints on their hands, if it uses a big ball joint, it's not going to work. But it does use the small ball joint, and it does look pretty cool. It's really basically just a body stuck to their hand, but I think it looks cool either way. I've never displayed any of my figures using it, though I probably never will. So putting his fist back in, like so, setting him off to the side. And then, so that was the body. That is the winning knuckle is what it was called. So setting that off to the side, because that was that. Of course, you can take the Winning Gundam's head here, and it does transform into the core fighter. so you can have the core fighter mobile while you have the other guys using the rest of the parts. And no, you can't plug the fist into the back of this core fighter like I did in the anime and use it as a fighter punch thing. I've already tried it. It doesn't work. There's no possible way to do it without modding, of course. But last but not least, you can take all of these sections, which are the feet, the thrusters, and the arms. And basically what these do is they make guns. Yes, they make guns. You just need this adapter piece and this adapter piece. And basically what you can do is taking off just these things. So you can take the arm, straighten it out like so, and rotating the hand back down, kind of like for vehicle mode. Plug in this bit right here, like so. And then you come to where that hole is, and let's see if I can remember how to do this. I think you plugged it in right here on the side, and then you like rotate that section up like this, and you grab in the foot, make sure it's all straightened, and then you plug in that ball joint right down there at the bottom, like so. I think you can rotate that up if you want. I can't remember if it's supposed to be up or down. I usually just put it up just because. And there you have one of the winning launchers. Yes, the winning launcher. And of course, you can make somebody hold it just by using that handle right there in the bottom. And they do hold it fairly well. Of course, it is going to be fairly heavy, so his ball joint can't support the gun. But most of my figures can. And of course, you can also just get them to... Oh, sorry. My nose is stuffed up. But you can, of course, get them to hold it with two hands, and then they could properly support it. Kind of. Not really. That's not working. But I did give him to hold it a little bit ago, but the camera's on, and it just makes everything... Oh, everything wants to break on me again. So setting that to the side, and now he kind of looks like he's doing weird yoga. So yeah, there's one of the winning launchers. And bringing in the secondary winning launcher, which is pretty much the exact same thing happening, except you don't use the other hand. You just plug in the foot there, like so. Straighten it all out. Make sure you have the foot oriented properly. I'm going to put this one down just for a little bit of differentiation. Also, you can plug this onto the top of the winning gun, like so, and you can do this if you want to. But what you really want to do is you want to take this adapter piece, plug that into the top right there, and if you have the Lightning Gundam, this will plug onto the top of its sniper and make the other winning launcher. I'm pretty sure it has a specific name, but I just can't remember what it was, but basically it just makes an extension that the Lightning Gundam can't even support. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's nice that they included all the stuff that you can do. So lots of playability, and while you have all those weapons, you still get a spaceship that you can fly around. So, very, very cool. I do like the thought behind it. Now, the accessories that it turns into aren't very good and not very accurate, but they are fun, and they do provide a lot of playability for young children that are interested to building models. Like maybe you have children that like to build with Lego, or just like to build things in general, or maybe they just like robots in general. But really, this is a great figure for anybody, whether you're an adult collector or you're a new collector, because this was a fairly easy model. You don't need any tools to build this. The instructions do say you do need tools, but you don't. You literally just grab the runner and you just twist the piece enough and it comes right off. It's extremely easy, pretty much like any Super Deformed model. They're all fairly easy and self-explained. So yeah, it doesn't take a lot to build this guy, or this girl I should say, and I'm currently putting her back together, so that's why I don't see any action. I guess I could do it on screen. But yeah, so my final verdict on this model kit is I love this thing. This thing is probably one of my favorite figures from the Gundam Build Fighters line. I don't have the full team yet. I have yet to get the Lightning Gundam, and I don't know how long it will take until I get him. But I do want to get him as soon as possible, because the Lightning Gundam was probably my favorite of the team members. I did really like the Lightning Gundam. It was really cool in the anime, but I don't know how long it will take me to get him. So, sorry if that takes longer than you guys really have the patience to wait. It just depends on how much money I get in the future. It all just depends on how the way life works. So, but eventually I will review him. Trust me, I will get that reviewed, so don't worry. So there we have the winning Gundam all fully assembled. and ready to go. So as I said, my final verdict is I love this thing. This is probably one of my favorite Gundam models that I have, actually, to be honest. I don't really see any major flaws with it besides a little bit on the fragile side, but that's because of all the things that it can do and all the transformation that it has to go through, so they kind of have to sacrifice stability for playability. So, and also another thing would be the stickers on the front skirts and on their forearms. So that's just kind of something you're going to have to deal with. I mean, you can't really bypass it unless you really want to paint it, but I'm not a painter, so I don't do painting things. So, yeah, this was Shockwave 640, and I say you should go out and buy this. Also, here's the instructions real quick. There's the Winning Gundam animation models, so I guess you could say that they're pretty much spot on. And there's the pilot, if you want to see what she looks like. Pretty cool looking pilot. The face, and blah blah blah. You already seen all that junk. If you want to see the instructions fully, check out mech9.com for that. So, I am Shockwave 640, and I say thanks for watching, my little Logicons. I will be seeing you later. Peace.